there's a little bit of teak on these cockpit seats right here, but that comes off different, and we've got different plans for that. As far as the teak on the deck goes, there's just these 5 or 6 tiny pieces left. Unless something really crazy happens really soon. Tonight is going to be the night that we peel off the last piece. Oh yeah. There it is.
Yes!
We've just got a couple screws and then we'll be all done with screws too. You can see the AC unit that we got back there. We just left the Cool Boat resale place. Got a pretty good haul of cheap used boat parts. But this guy that we were talking to that works there, we were telling him what we needed and talking to him, and he was like, oh, what kind of boat do you guys have? And we told him, and we were talking about it. He's like, wait, this isn't the one at, and names the marina that we have our boat at. And I'm like, oh, I'm like a little proud and a little embarrassed to admit that that is the one. But he was like, well, you know, I've been watching the work get done on it and stuff. You know, I've never seen the guy out there, but I guess he's seen the boat and seen it getting work done. Small world. What'd you get?
We found a new window frame for that hole in the top of the deck where the AC was we're removing. We had outlined on cardboard the size we needed, so that'll fit. And a new sail cover.
Doing something I already know I'm terrible at. Bondo. We're gonna get a lot of comments from people telling me, oh my gosh, you're doing it so wrong. And they're gonna be right. I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend to understand it. Working on doing some Bondo patches.
Look at those cute little paddling feet.
The last few days we've just been sanding.
We have to get these off, so I'm just scraping in between to get that adhesive layer unstuck. Almost. There it comes.
There we go. What you working on?
Scraping. And then we can sand.
So much sanding. I've been sanding so long, I don't even know who I am anymore. It's done! Tell us what just happened.
We finished sanding! So now we get to just clean off the boat and put some resin down, which is a very exciting next step.
Well, we finished sanding just down here where the teak was, but this part's gonna be way easier. Alright, I'm gonna start mixing and pour it on my side.
Don't pour it all on your side, because I need some over here. My worst one yet.
Gotta have a work one. Dude!
That looks really great.
We're mixing the hardener pretty light to give us more time to work. Our resin from yesterday morning still hasn't all the way hardened because of how light we're going on the hardener, so I'm definitely not going to go any lighter. The race starts now. Wow, that was a lot of hardener. I shouldn't have done that much.
You said that like every...
I am grateful for the breeze. Like it helps a lot to have that breeze. It's way too thick up here. Need to get it down way. The last little drips that are required. We did it!
Yay!
It's too dark to see how good of a job we did. In the morning, we'll either be cursing ourselves or praising ourselves. I may have stepped in resin. It's pretty sticky footsteps. Go us. It's gonna be a lot of sanding to smooth out all our drips and runs.
Here you'll get to watch one of the most satisfying parts of any project, which is peeling the tape back. Look at that. Beautiful.
Now that we're all done with the resin, what's it time for?
More sanding. I could sand all day.
Are you ready for more sanding?
Heck yeah. Big development now. We have finally chosen and purchased some gel coat. So even though we aren't totally done sanding and getting the deck ready for gel coat, this way we have it and we can lay down a test square on this board that we have. So we decided to get a 5-gallon bucket because it was cheaper than getting them individually, and I think we'll probably use at least that much between the whole deck, cockpit, and the hole above the water line. So we went with that, and we just laid down our test square that you just viewed. So we'll see how it turns out. We left the resin on this test square pretty lumpy on purpose, just to kind of see how much the gel coat will actually cover once we get a couple layers down, so that way we know just how much we actually have to sand. Everyone that we've talked to says you have to get it super smooth, and I think that's partially true, but I also think other people are really trying to get their final product looking like a lot nicer than I need it to, so we'll at least have an idea of, you know, what kind of quality that we're looking for. Things like places on the hull where the whole thing is going to be really smooth, consistent color, there's no grip or anything like that. I definitely think we should try and get it super smooth so it looks really nice. But on the deck, I'm not sure that it needs to be quite that high quality, so we'll see.
Yesterday, we did a layer of gel coat on the practice board. That let me know that all of the little pits and imperfections and lines that are still in there after we're sanding the resin are going to show through. I got really discouraged. It felt bad to have put so much time, and literally weeks of sanding into the deck to find out that it was not going to come out as nice as I thought it was. So I was in a little bit of a funk. We have a saying about if it's a show car or a work car. And a show car is something where it's perfect and its value is just in the art and the skill, how it was executed as nearly to perfect as possible. And a work thing is where its value is in its utility in your life. And we're building a work boat, not a show boat. So when we're faced with if we want to spend several weeks more, and it's literally several more weeks of sanding and doing another coat of something to smooth it out more before we start doing the gel coat, or just getting it a couple more days of sanding and then doing the gel coat, we're gonna just do a couple more days of sanding and do the gel coat. It's one of those things where we have more than just money to budget. We also have time, and we have spent like a month longer on the deck so far than we thought we would. And we need to get moving. You know, we need to get this part of the deck gel coated and put everything back on, and then prep this part of the deck and sand and gel coat that. We gotta keep moving. So I think right now my expectations went from extremely high to extremely low, which means that I'll probably be pretty pleasantly surprised by the final result. You have anything to add? Show him.
This is my friend. Tommy.
You named
I
him
just
Tommy?
made something up.
Okay, he can be Tommy.
Right here on the spot.
Dude, is Tommy full of ants? Why are there ants all over?
Oh. Oh my gosh, he's been hurt.
By ants, probably.
They're not ants, they're little, look at them closer.
They look like baby cockroaches.
Tommy the great cockroach killer. That's all the ones I see.
Finally finished the last little bits of hand sanding we had to do this morning. Now we're just wiping the boat down, wiping all the dust off. And then we'll clean it again tomorrow morning and tape everything up. And then we'll put down our first coat of gel coat. And that should show us really clearly anywhere that we missed sanding or any like big problems. So we're like, whoa, we'll sand those a little bit on the first layer of gel coat. And then we'll do one more layer of gel coat without the smoothing additive on the top, the wax. And then we'll do a third coat with wax, nice and smooth. And then we'll be done with this part of the deck, which so far has been like 90% of the boat project, is just this little part of the deck. Or so I thought we were done hand sanding. You're never really done hand sanding. It probably seems like this video's taken so long to come out because one of us went to the hospital or something. But we've really just been out here every day, just sanding on the hull, sanding on the deck. Sanding, 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 sanding. And we're trying to condense that down because that might make a long video. We got this very expensive 5-gallon bucket of gel coat. It's exciting and it makes me nervous. It's all of the things, all of the emotions in one 5-gallon bucket. So we're going to add a little bit of black pigment to it to get a light gray that we like and start doing the deck with it. Inky blackness. How many drips should I put in here?
I would just put that whole stick in and stir it around.
We're not smart enough to figure out how to get the lid off of this, so instead we're going to shake this $460 jug of chemicals around. Is that about the gray we're shooting for, or should we go a little darker?
Probably a little darker.
Is this the gray we want?
Oh, it's definitely getting more gray.
What do you think? A little darker, or leave it there?
I think we should go a little darker.
Okay.
What do you think?
Let's do it. Is this the gray you were looking for?
Not sure it changed at all, to be honest.
Is this the gray that we're looking for? That is the gray that we're looking for.
Yep.
I think those are the lyrics. I don't know. I've heard of painting myself into a corner, but I just painted myself into a hole. I have to crawl out now. I didn't think about that.
Yep. Let's go down.
Boom! You're impressed, admit it.
I'm impressed.
This is big. Seeing some gel coat go down, I'm surprised how emotional it feels. I mean, it feels like a really big accomplishment.
It's great. It makes it look fresh and clean, and I don't care that it's lumpy. I think it looks so much better than it ever has.
We'll have to see how it looks in the morning.
We finished gel coating late into the night last night, and it was getting pretty dark and hard to see, so now we're coming back during the day, and this will be the first moment that we see it in the real bright light. So let's check it out, see how this color is in real sunlight. Ah! It looks so good! Look at that! Wow! It really is a whole new boat.
Wow.
It's a little more bluish than I was expecting.
Yeah, you would think that there was like some blue pigment in there, but it's just white gel coat with black in it. It's a little blue. It'll be fine. So you can see it's not super uniform and smooth. And that's just because we didn't spend that extra couple weeks sanding. Overall, I'm just really happy with it though. It looks so much better. And far from perfect, but I love it. I should have said that on video. That was funny. Taping the tow rails. Tow rail taping. Watch your toes. I might tape them. I was asking you how it feels.
How what feels?
Being here, alive. Wow, slippery. Wow, let me just restart. I love the choke right at the beginning. I just ripped a giant hole in my shorts. It's the third pair. This has been the most pants rippingest project of all time. Just like, wow, I guess that's just boat life. You just rip the back of your shorts open a whole bunch. I keep catching the back pocket on something and then moving and just ripping my shorts in half. Copyrighted music noises.
It's been retrieved! Ah, gotcha.
Are you getting crazy up here? Oh man. Yep, we're just gonna roll with that. I dropped the cap in there. Oh, I dripped my sweat into it. What's that gonna do?
We gotta redo the whole entire boat.
Yep, redo the whole boat. I thought that was just from the wind.
Some of it is the wind. Some of it is fish. What you doing?
Filming you.
No, I was gonna film you then. Boop.
Look at how tiny. That is so tiny.
Oh, that was so silly. Not a very satisfying section to watch.